I never get tired of doing this. I have to show people how the establishment media once covered Ukraine Nazis and how they cover them now. Commentary, Ukraine's neo-Nazi problem. That's from Reuters. And what year was this? This is from 2018. So before the Ukraine war, they were telling you the truth. Hey, they got a Nazi problem in Ukraine. The Hill, when we can't agree to fight against neo-Nazis, we've reached a new low. That's also from 2018. Here's another headline. Rights groups demand Israel stop arming neo-Nazis in Ukraine. That's also from 2018. Neo-Nazis and the far right are on the march in Ukraine. That's from 2019. Are they really neo-Nazi? Are there really neo-Nazis fighting for Ukraine? Well, yes, but it's a long story. Here's Rokana. Ever since the Orange Revolution began under President Bush, the United States has been complicit in the rehabilitation and spread of neo-Nazis in Ukraine. Enough is enough. Our government must stand up to the Azov Battalion and other fascist groups. That's from 2018. Rokana would then go on to vote to give those Nazis $40 billion and call anybody who opposed it a Russian. That's what the kind of guy Rokana is, because he wants to be president and he's got no character. The neo-Nazi problem in Ukraine is just Russian propaganda. There they are. Huh. That's a Ukraine flag with a swastika right in the middle. Why am I showing you all this? I'm showing you all this because this guy tweets this. Ukrainian forces are using their freshly received new U.S. weapons, not against Russian forces, but to bomb the Ukrainian civilians town of Donetsk. Surprised? So they're bombing their own people in Ukraine. Who's doing that? The Nazis again. You shouldn't be. This is perfectly predictable behavior for Nazis. So he tweeted that out. It's boycott U.S. David Z. Orphan. Twitter suspended his account for it.
What?
Twitter suspended his account for that. Your account...
What?
Has been suspended for specifically for violating our rules against hateful conduct. What? You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. What part of that did any of that? None of it. Here's Wyatt Reed says it's now considered hateful conduct to refer to armed forces of Ukraine as Nazis. Their National Guard has an official neo-Nazi unit, which is distinguished by their Nazi Black Sun patches. But if you call them Nazis, it's ground for being permanently banned on Twitter. Azov Battalion drops its neo-Nazi symbol exploited by Russian propagandists. Oh, they're saying we're all it's Russian. What they do is they look at our Nazi insignia, and then those damn Russians tell everybody.
If only they could remove their tattoos as easily.
So, Twitter doing great work, and the Young Turks and all the people who are in their satellites cheer on this kind of, like that David Dole guy, the Rational National. He cheers this on. Every time they do this, he goes, it's a private company. If you break their terms of service, they can do this. He's for it. That's the kind of lefty that is in the TYT orbit. The pro-censorship, pro-corporate, pro-war lefty who hates Julian Assange.
And all these companies, by the way, for Gay Pride Month, like PayPal, for example, who just banned a lot of people over their Ukraine war coverage for life. Their slogans for this month is "Open for All," and they have the Gay Pride, flag in their bio and stuff. Yet apparently, it's not open for people who report truthfully on what's going on around the world in these wars.
Again, this is how they would have did it. If you would have said that Iraq has no WMDs, you would have been banned from Twitter.
Yeah. So
that's what's happening. And we're living in it. And the problem is the people who are supposed to be lefties, and they're all for this. So they think they're lefties, but they're authoritarians. And they're siding with fascists. So what is fascism? It's the when government and corporations work together to screw you. That's what Twitter is doing. They're working with the military-industrial complex and the security state to censor truths. That's fascism. And those people who consider themselves lefties are for that. As they call everything they don't like fascist. Anything you want to add to that, Jackson? Are we done?
Just that it's admittedly open now. There's new leaked documents, emails from the disinformation board when Nina Yankovic was still there, showing that they were meeting with heads of platforms like Twitter, and they were planning to work with these different platforms to enforce the added material or removal of certain content from their platforms, which is the exact thing Nina Yankovic said that the disinformation department wasn't going to do.
Yes.
But we all knew they were going to.
That's exactly what they were going to do, and now we know it. Here we're doing stand-up comedy in Los Angeles on June 11th, and then we're going to Chicago, Sacramento, and San Diego on July 16th for the taping of my new special. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all tickets. See you there.